Hey guys. Hi. Hmm. I'm gonna wait till some people are here. Yeah, I'm just gonna wait till some people are here because there's kind of no point in streaming if nobody's going to be here. So, yeah, I realize it's kind of early, but you know how the internet is sometimes, especially at college when I'm streaming. Something I will say about this new model, though, is it really did get my resting bitch face down pat. So yeah, can all of you hear me? Chat, can all of you hear me? I'm going to ask if all of you can hear me before I start talking, because this is going to be my stream talking about how this year went for me. Also, yeah, this model maker nailed my body type, and I'm always going to appreciate that. While I'm bored, I'm just checking out my model because I'm just kind of waiting for everybody to hear me. But yeah, like I really like how they got my body type down. I sent some IRL photos of myself with this one. I love the last one too, but the last one was a half body and very limited, and it didn't look like IRL me. So I wanted to get one that was a full body and looked like IRL me because, well, she is a character. I do want her to, have some semblance to me IRL. Okay, okay, so I think everybody can hear me. I'm going to, there we go. Okay, so time to talk about how this year went for me. Sorry, I just kind of need to collect my thoughts a bit. I had some stuff written down, but I have some stuff written down, but sometimes it doesn't always go as planned. So, okay, so let's go for IRL. What's going on IRL? Oh, and question, Lunar, before I talk about my year, what's wrong with the face? But okay, anyway, let me just talk. So IRL, I just graduated my junior year. Awesome for me of college. As you know, I am going to a different form of college as I am. Um, hold on, sorry. Sorry, my mom was texting me. I don't live with her anymore because personal reasons. Also, I am a grown woman, so I have my college dorm now, and I go from place to place. But yeah, let's not bring my personal life into this. So IRL, I graduated junior year finally. I'm in a bit of a different program than usual as I do take less classes to avoid stress, as I am a very anxious person, as you guys probably know, and I cannot handle that amount of stress. But that aside, I was able to successfully graduate junior year, and next year I'm going to senior year. But the exciting thing about next year also is that one of my plays that I've written, I think you guys know that I also write, the theater professor really liked it, so she is going to produce it, and I'm very, very excited about that. I'm not going to give too many details right now for my own privacy and also because I just genuinely just don't want to talk about it at this moment, but I'm very excited for this. Like, you have no idea how excited I am right now. And otherwise, I have made some new friends. You may have seen me talk about them, but I will not be giving their names out because I do not want the Friday Night Funkin' fans that could potentially be stalking this stream right now to know about them and try to harass them. But I have all of my friends from high school and freshman year still in contact, the freshman year of college still in contact with me, except for one. I cut her off this year. You might have seen my post on it, but she made some really questionable comments about my interests and my body, so me and a few other friends decided to cut her off for our own good. Oh, there's my little Tamagotchi. Hi. You can't see her in the stream, but I actually might get an artist to make a prop for her. I have a little Tamagotchi. And well, sorry. But no, that's not all. Don't worry, Lunar. And anyway, that actually brings us to another thing. Aside from, good things happening for me IRL, I would like to talk about stuff that's happened for me online this year. So, some of you might be familiar with Safa Trushi, also known as Iraqi Menace. I have vented about her on this channel before, but she is currently dating Zazzle88, also known as Zoe Bloomfield, who used to be a close associate of mine. I will not go into details. I do not want YouTube to snipe me. Also, hi, BF. Hi. But Safa Trushi, she is emotionally abusive and a lolicon. I've already talked about her in detail, but she is very emotionally abusive and manipulative. And Zoe Bloomfield is also a lolicon. And I'm not going to say the word here, but she raped her brother when he was a child. And it's very fucking disturbing. Like, holy crap. I'm sorry, but if you are watching this, I'm sorry to tell people, but I remember you nearly puked me when I told you. But yeah, it was really, really gross. And yeah, Lunar, I am talking about the Iraqi menace. And their other friend, Winter, I do not know his full name, but his screen name is Milk30944. He is also a lolicon degenerate. It also turned out that he was faking being a girl in order to prey on women, which is really weird to say the least. But yeah, aside from that, those are three people that I have cut off this year, as all three of them are lolicon degenerates. I call them the creep clique. There's also another name for them that I'm not going to say on YouTube, but yeah. They also made a document that got deleted briefly after, where Sappa accidentally doxed herself, and it was pretty hilarious. They tried to make it to dox me, but they didn't succeed. So, also, I am aware about how the boobs look. I'm aware that they bounce at every opportunity, but that's just kind of VTuber. Also, I do have big boobies IRL, but I'm not going to be talking about that as this is a 15 plus channel. Don't be lewd, you guys. But yeah, those are three people I've cut off this year, and I'm glad I no longer associate with them because I would rather not associate with those kinds of creeps. Otherwise, let me talk about another big thing that happened this year online for me. Chicken Little Rehatched. Oh boy, where am I going to start with Chicken Little Rehatched? Chicken Little Rehatched was a project I used that very lightly, trust me, that became infamous for about a week on Twitter and YouTube. Let's be real here. It did not have the attention to garner enough controversy to actually have any staying power, but the creator was not a great person. Let's just say that. And I joined I joined this I joined the project back in September of this year. I saw people talking about it and I was like, I've never done a reanimated project before, might as well try it. I've decided that reanimated projects are just not my thing. I much prefer doing stuff like covers and fan dubs and that kind of stuff. Like reanimated projects, they just take too long. They have too many people, and usually the result is trash, which is good proof with the Chicken Little Rehatch project. Also, if you can't hear, I am indeed brushing my hair while I stream. I'm sorry, it's really fun to stream again. I really miss doing this, but college's Wi-Fi was just too wonky. And also, I love you too, BF. On Okay, so let me get into detail about how Chicken Little Rehash did to me. I joined late. I said, "Hey, any spots open?" So he's like, "Sure, you can join in." the whole thing was really disorganized. There was some guy who was sending African gore to the chat and sending like troll shit on it, and there was like it got really weird. Like, unfortunately, I am desensitized to gore because I got spammed with Asian gore by the FNF fandom, particularly Japanese gore, back when I got canceled. But it was really weird to see, especially considering there were minors in that server. I can't imagine who it could have triggered, and it was genuinely pretty concerning. Like, I really don't know why they let that stuff go on for as long as it did, unless they actually wanted to traumatize people, which I would not be surprised about considering what they did to me. Okay, so as y'all know, I am controversial because of the FNF fandom stuff. They said they looked into me and decided that I was innocent, so I was just kind of like, oh, okay, I'm glad I have some people on my side. However, after the whole thing, like after it got released, they started to say, oh, we actually don't like her. And they started to make fun of my rape and say that my rapist, who raped me when she was 18 and I was 17, was the real victim of the situation. They said that she was innocent and that I was somehow the abuser, even though I was the one who got raped, not her. And along with that, they still, to this day, defend my groomers, the two lesbians who groomed me. Camila Araujo, also known as Diogo Araujo, and Joan, also known as Jeanne Bernard, also known as Joan Healy. And they still defend them because the guy who runs the project was caught retweeting lolly lesbian pornography, which says a lot about him, honestly. Because I'm like, why are you a straight man obsessed with lesbian porn? And lollies in general. Could just be because I am a heterosexual woman, but I do not understand the appeal of lollies. I just think they're really ugly and weird. But yeah, he still rides on my groomer and my pedophile rapist dicks today. Well, more like pussies because two of them are lesbian who are cis. One of them is a guy pretending to be a lesbian. But yeah, so that was by far the worst project I have ever been associated with. Like, it's not even just the creator either. The creator has also been very transphobic on Twitter. He has also made jokes about pedophilia with Palestine. He made fun of Palestine. He's also just in general been a creep. He gets into drama like every week, and he often harasses kids for no fucking reason. Like, I don't know. He is a fucking wild person. And the people who harassed me are still riding on his dick to this day because they think that what happened to me was sexy as well. I was abused by lesbians. But yeah, other than that, the project itself was buns. Like, there was no quality control. They accepted anything, anyone in. The project was full of arguing. The project was full of drama. I wasn't even in the project long. I was just in there for like maybe a month, maybe two. I was in there quite briefly just to like put my stuff in. I didn't really talk in there very much. But also, Lunar, for context, he made a joke about sexualizing little Palestinian girls. Yeah, I'm not kidding. He's that kind of pedo. Yeah, like he is concerning. And he also cried because I talked about my experiences with him, which is just wild because like, yeah, I think that the girl that you said deserved her rape is allowed to talk about that. And the project itself, like, let's be real here, Chicken Little really isn't the best Disney movie ever. You know how Chicken Little kind of has the reputation for being cringe. But it was just all over the place. The quality control is non-existent, and it didn't even have the staying power that Shrek Retold had. Because like, at least Shrek Retold was actually kind of like it had quality control. It was funny, but like it was a wannabe, and people were making fun of it, except for the people associated who were crying because of the backlash it got. Also, this guy's account has gotten sussed about 7 times, but he buys premium and sucks Ellen's dick to get it back, and it's so cringy because he can't stop harassing people. He harasses celebrities, he harasses kids, he harasses anybody who speaks against his shitty ass project. But yeah, all I'm gonna say is I never want to be associated with a project like that again. But yeah, also Shrek is really good, Lunar. And yeah, so I'm never going to associate with reanimated projects again. I'm going to be real here. They just take too much time, have too much drama connected to them. And I am not a patient person, as a lot of people know. But yeah, that's enough about Chicken Little Rehash, because I really don't want to think about that lesbian rapist project anymore. But yeah, otherwise, hmm. Oh yeah, I need to talk about my plans. Hold on one second. Sorry, I did. This is my first stream in a while, as you guys know, because of the shitty college internet, but. Oh, and yeah, sorry, I'm just trying to keep track of everything. Oh, and yes, as my boyfriend in the chat said, um, he uploads full films and has gotten suspended. He's gotten his all suspended for that. He hasn't gotten it back yet. I guess he didn't suck Ellen's dick for it, but like, yeah, he's just a loser overall. Also, something to keep in mind, by the way, he isn't like a teen or a kid doing this stuff because kids are stupid, but like, he is 25 years old. I'm not kidding. This 25-year-old man is on Twitter 24/7 arguing with kids and downloading pirated films and saying that somebody's rape was sexy. Also, hi Hedgehog Gamer. I assume that you might be a troll or some FNF fan, but like, I'm a jest. Yeah, I don't know if this is one of Lunar's friends. Lunar invites his friends to my streams, but okay. Instead of that, I don't know if it's some FNF fan or whatever, but instead of that, first off, I'm going to talk about something that I have been appreciating. I have gained the nickname Ladybug among my circles because of the spots on my face, and I really appreciate that nickname. It's really cute. Also, oh, uh, oh, hi, Sora. Hi, Sora. Hi. Hi, Sora. Yeah, I got scared for a second. I'm sorry, Sora. I thought that you were one of the trolls because of your name and saying senpai. I was like, oh no, not one of the FNF people coming to stalk the chat because this has happened before. The FNF fans stalk all of my streams. I'm like a big boobed drug for them. But yeah, I really like that nickname, Ladybug. My two known nicknames I've gotten are Kitty, which has been my nickname since I was really little. People call me Kitty a lot, which I appreciate. Ladybug's a more recent one, but I really like it because of, it marks it plays into my beauty marks, which are a big part of my brand. Fun fact, I used to not give my character beauty marks because I used to be insecure about mine, but since I slowly started accepting my real appearance, I've given her my body type and my beauty marks, and I appreciate that. But yeah, enough about all that. Let's talk about my plans for next year. So, like I said, I will be continuing to release covers. I'll be continuing to release original songs. My album this year did better than my album last year. This year has been way better than last year in every aspect. Like last year, I was known for being hated by the whole FNF community, but nowadays I'm just only harassed by people like Bunny and the like, the stupid people. But like it's gotten a lot better for me mentally, physically, and emotionally. Like IRL too, things have gotten a lot better. I've been way happier. I've been a lot more mentally stable. I haven't like my I therapy has been helping me a lot. I've been doing really a lot better. My album did better than my last one. My last album just didn't like my last album just really didn't take off because I only had 5 songs. But this album I would say did pretty good for what it's worth. all I really want is triple digit views, honestly. I'm not trying to be a huge pop star or whatever. That'd be nice, but obviously I'm not going to do that because I'm not a Japanese girl, but like, but yeah, that so I'll be releasing more covers, more original songs, of course. I finally finalized my design for my Sona. I like this is her final design. I'm not making any more changes to her design. I finalized my design for my Sona. I finalized my brand. Also, I finally started VTubing. I started PNG tubing last year, but I started VTubing this year, and I'm really glad I did. If you guys watch my video, I've been wanting to be a VTuber since 2018 when I was really little, 14-year-old baby me, but I was too young at that time to afford, I couldn't afford, a model or anything else at that time because I was 14 years old. Also, you cannot use MMD for VTubing because it is against the rules. There's a lot of stuff about that, but yeah. But yeah, like, oh, I was an MMDer back then. I thought I could use it. I don't want to ramble too much about little me, but like, I wanted to be a VTuber even back then. I started getting serious about being a VTuber in 2022 because I was like, oh yeah, I just turned 18 and I'm going to graduate high school soon. I can finally have like, the time and the money to do this. Because, like, keep in mind, I was in middle high school when I originally wanted to do that. But yeah, like, after I graduated high school, I decided, yeah, I want to finally be a VTuber. That summer, I auditioned for Hololive, but I did not get in because I cannot speak Japanese. Like, yeah, if you've heard my Japanese, I am not good with speaking Japanese at all. But yeah, like, I didn't get into Hololive, so I was just saying, oh, okay, and decided to save up for my model and everything, like get my own stuff. I finally started, in the summer of 2023, I decided to start, but then I got canceled by the FNF fandom, so I had to put a huge hiatus on my VTuber stuff. I was in and out of the hospital for 3 months. A lot of awful stuff happened. Yeah, I don't like to remember that period of my life. It was really bad. But yeah, I was preparing that entire year for my VTubing stuff. Then I did have to restart because of the FNF fandom, but I decided to go a little lower because, money stuff and the like. So I became a PNG tuber instead. And after a while of PNG tubing, the small, like just to my friends and that kind of stuff, I decided to PNG tube publicly. And that worked out. But, but yeah, I've started VTubing this year because I had the money. And you guys remember my original model. I originally had a model that was a lot more like Kira Lashia's original version of my Sona. But since I got a new model because I wanted a full body and one with more expressions, that was also close to IRL me because my Sona was redesigned to look like IRL me, and this is what I'm satisfied with. So I think I'm doing well. I'm very much excited to do more streams. I'm very much excited to do more singing. Very much excited to make more videos, etc., etc. And I really hope to take part in more projects. My biggest project that I'm proud of this year was the Marilyn fandub of Girls Garden the movie. I think it went really well, and I really like how it turned out. So, yeah, I would say overall, despite this year's shortcomings, aka stuff like Chicken Little Rehatched, stuff like Sappha, Zoe, and Winter's Sorry Excuses for Existences, and just pretty much that. There haven't really been that many issues this year, especially later this year. Also getting sick and getting into an accident, that was not fun at all, but like, let's be real. My sickness and my accident were not something you can control. But yeah, but yeah, otherwise I would say that like my year has been pretty good. I've had a good year overall, good successful year, so I'm very much looking forward to the next. It's going to be even better because this was a huge improvement from last year. It's going to be better this year, and it's going to be better in 2026. And I really hope all of you will come into it with me. However, if all of you, like if any of you pull a Sappho or a Zoe or a Winter, I will not hesitate to cut you off. Also, yes, Scrat and Chicken Little are dating, and nobody can convince me otherwise. But yeah, I think that does it for this stream. Yeah, like I think everything went well, and I appreciate all of you being there for me. So, everybody, have a good day and goodbye.